Hey gang, Bill Storm here, and happy Sunday. I know you're not watching this on Sunday, but Sunday is the day that I plan out what messages I plan to share during the week, and I'm at a time where I'm kind of undistracted and I can put my thoughts out on video. So enjoy this message. I've got a message for Monday, another one for Tuesday, and another one for Wednesday that I'd like to share with you. So here's the message for today. Stop obsessing about your goals. And I know that sounds crazy because we're taught that from a very early age, if you're in it to win it, to, have a goal and focus on it and, just keep it out in front of you all of the time. Well, what I've found as I've gotten older is that's just not good advice. And the reason it isn't good advice is because you're never satisfied, right? You can reach a goal, and then if you reach the goal, then you're hungry for more, and now you want something else. So it's like insatiable appetite. You can just never be satisfied by it. And then on the other hand, if you don't hit the goal, then you feel bad about yourself, and that creates another whole level of anxiety within yourself. So here's a lesson that I've learned through my life, and I just kind of want to share with you so this makes sense. When I was younger, right, I started out training in martial arts when I was a kid. And I went to a school that was definitely very goal oriented, and it was all about black belt, right? And the goal was black belt, and you were trying to show up for class every single day, and you were pushing as hard as you can, and you were constantly given this next little goal or material thing to grab onto, and that was either a piece of tape on your belt that we called a stripe, or it was a next colored belt along the way, right? So the buildup was to reach what we called the black belt spectacular. And in the system that I came up in, it took anywhere, well, back then it was about a 4-year process to go through. Well, to me, there was a lot of anxiety in that because I was always worried about whether or not how well I was going to measure up, right? Was I going to get a good grade on my test? Was I going to be eligible for my test? Was there worried about who else was in my class? Who was better than me? Who was more talented than me? Are they going to get there quicker than me? Now, I don't know if anybody else has ever felt those kinds of anxieties before. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. But in my world, that's what it was because we were taught to excel and perform, and you always had to be a peak performer. That was what we were taught. So the thing is as I've gotten older and as I've trained in different martial arts, more recently for the past 9 years, I've been training in a different art. It's called Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Well, in Jiu Jitsu, this is about a 10-year time frame, and there is no emphasis at all put on what belt is next or when your next stripe is going to be. Matter of fact, it's so gray that you literally have no idea when it's going to come, so you can't focus on it. I mean, it's literally something that's difficult to focus on. And in my world, it was very, very difficult for me because I wanted to focus on it, and I wanted to know when that next belt or when that next stripe was going to come, or am I good enough? But what's happened is over time, I've started to kind of relax into this, and what I've found is that it's not the goal that makes you a peak performer, or it's not the goal itself that makes me get to where I want to go. It's simply the act of showing up or actually doing it, doing something over and over and over again, and eventually the goal takes care of itself, right? I don't have to obsess about it. All I have to do is just do the activity. So what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with business? Well, again, what I found is that everyone is trying to achieve something quickly, right? They want the quick fix. They want the particular piece of technology that's going to get them there fastest. And what's not happening is they're not just showing up and doing the day-to-day consistent things that will eventually lead them to success anyway, right? So if you have a goal, for example, to make $100,000 a year, you can obsess about that goal of making 6 figures, or you can just do the things that you know you need to do. If you model somebody else that already is earning 6 figures, all you have to do is just focus on showing up and taking daily consistent action on those things, and eventually that's going to happen anyway. You see what I'm getting at? You guys getting this? You don't have to think about it, you just have to do it. And it's interesting because in modern day advertising, companies like Nike just say just do it. They don't say obsess about winning a gold medal or winning the championship. They're just saying just do it. And I think there's a message in that, is to just whatever it is that you're passionate about, don't think about the end result. Just think about what you need to do right now. What's the day-to-day consistent action that you need to do right now? So that's my thought for today. Forget the goal. Stop obsessing about the goal and just think about what you can do right now. What's the day-to-day activity that you can do that's going to move you one step closer to where inevitably you're going to be successful, regardless of whether you think about the outcome or not.